Hi everyone, and welcome to Musical Mondays on Worth Your Time with William. I'm of course William, and I am so excited for today's show. Joining me today, I have the star of Step Up 2 and Step Up 5, Briana Evigan. I of course grew up on the Step Up movies, and it's such an honour and a privilege to have her on the show with me today. Hi Briana, how are you?
I'm good, William, thank you.
Good. Last time we saw each other was actually at the Cannes Film Festival.
Yes,
last
we had
year.
the best time.
Hollywood Foreign Press Party.
Yeah, it was really fun.
So, starting at the beginning of your career, your breakout role was in Linkin Park's music video Numb, which by the way has 1.5 billion views on YouTube. Crazy, crazy. What ignited your passion to pursue performing arts?
I started off as a dancer. That was my thing. I'm a dancer in music, so I play piano and sing, and I think, to be honest, actually, the movie Burning Bright I did was the one that really got me hooked in wanting to be an actor, which is bizarre because I was working with caged tigers, which, has its own problems behind it, but I'm glad I did that film because it made me fall in love with storytelling.
So, with Burning Bright, did you have to interact much with the animals, like real tigers?
No.
Okay.
No, I would have been dead. No, there was no actual interaction, but they did have a few different tigers the tigers actually are, they only work like 3 hours a day. They're super lazy. But
yeah,
they would put these like meat skewer type things across the room and shoot things across the room, and the tiger would make it look like it's coming after me. So I'd come in, film a scene, and then the tiger would come in and film a scene, and then they'd edit it together.
So you get the call to say that you're going to play Andy in the 2008 sequel to Step Up. What was going through your mind at the time when you were told you got the role?
Oh, I didn't believe it. I had auditioned, and then I went to Hawaii with my family because we go every year, and I had zero money at the time and could barely afford my vacation. And I got a call back while I was in Hawaii, and they said, we want you to come back for a callback. And I was like, okay, well, callbacks, there's thousands of people. I'm good. I don't have the money to change my flight. And John Chu, the director, actually called and was like, no, we really need you to come back. Like, there's only 3 girls that were between now. And I was like, okay. So I flew back, and I had I think 6 auditions that week. And then I didn't hear anything, and I was like, see, I just wasted everything. And then I was sitting on my friend Tim at the time, actually, his balcony, and I get this phone call at 8 a.m. from John in the studio, and they messed with me and pretended that I didn't get the part. And then in the very end of the conversation, they were like, but keep dancing because we're gonna need you in Baltimore in 3 days. And then I was like, oh, well, to play which role? I couldn't get it. I just couldn't understand it. I didn't believe it. And then, it changed my whole life. It really did. Those next 3 days I left, and in the last, 13 years have been completely different because of that day. So it's pretty crazy when you think about how 1 minute in time can change the whole rest of your life.
Well, it's interesting you mentioned John M. Chu because he has gone on to direct the amazing Crazy Rich Asians and of course the upcoming Lin-Manuel Miranda film musical In the Heights. What was it like working on his directorial debut?
He was so great. He was just so cool, so humble, such a smart man, and just so fun and friendly, and he made me so comfortable. I actually tore my ACL during shooting, so I was a mess by the end of the shoot, and I wasn't scared, and he was so supportive, beginning to end, of just reminding me that I was great, that I got this role for a reason, that it's still mine, I can do this, and he was there by my side the whole time, yeah.
So at what point did you hurt yourself? What moment? Was it at the end?
No, it was during the trampoline scene with Channing, but you never film things in order, so we had I think 5 weeks or so of rehearsals. And then we filmed 6 weeks of the acting, and then the last 2 weeks were almost every dance sequence. So I had a torn knee for almost all of the dancing. It was pretty painful.
Okay. Ouch. Well, you wouldn't know. From watching it, you would have no idea. So you mentioned Channing Tatum. what was it like working with him? Did he give you any words of wisdom?
No, he's just the best. He felt like a big brother to me. Like, he's like a Southern gentleman, just the kindest to everybody on set, says hello to every person, checks in on every single person, makes sure he knows everybody's name. He was wonderful. We only got like 2 or 3 days together, but yeah, what a great guy. Everybody needs to be like Channing.
Yeah. Hashtag be more Channing.
Be more Channing. That's good. Yeah.
Love it. So Step Up 2 becomes a smash hit success, making over $150 million worldwide. It's a cultural phenomenon. You then reprised the role in 2014 in Step Up All In. How does it feel to be part of such an iconic franchise?
Yeah, it was pretty cool, man. It was just like, it really felt like it was my family, that whole group of people. I'm still in touch with some of them, but it felt incredible. And, you know, I didn't really realize the impact that we had all had on people until I started getting certain fan letters and really personalized messages sent to me about what that film did for them. And I felt special and loved and like so seen in this way that I had never imagined, just through my dance. Like, it's my way of expression. So it was like, it was really cool. And it was so fun when we all got to come back that many years later, and just, it was like a playground for us.
The end sequence of 5 is amazing. So good.
And I actually asked if I could be a fire dancer in the end of the movie because of Hawaii. And when I did Step Up 2, right around when I got that call, I was watching like a luau fire dance thing go on. And I was like, I want to do this one day. I want to do this. So they ended up putting it in the film. It was pretty awesome.
Good. Was it CGI? Was it CGI or was it?
No, it was all real. Yeah, I did like a week of playing with it, and yeah, it was all real.
That's mad.
I'm sure they
I
added
thought that was
like
CGI.
No. I'm sure they might have no, I don't think they did. Those things that shoot up, I think it was all real. Our sticks and everything were definitely real. And it stunk, and we were like nauseous. There was after like 5 takes or something, I totally went and puked because of all the fumes. I was like, I feel so sick. Yeah.
Worth it.
Worth it.
Art is pain.
Yes, it is.
So moving on to other areas of your career, you could be called a scream queen with your involvement in S. Darko and in Sorority Row. Firstly, what was it like working with the late great Carrie Fisher in Sorority Row?
She's incredible. That was like a dream. I think we just all wanted to be in the same space as her. She's so cool. She's like a little wild card, you know? Super feisty, really funny, and just kind to all of us. She really felt like our sorority mother, and I was never in a sorority, so I felt like that was my one chance. Not that I ever wanted to be, but yeah.
Not in that sorority.
No.
Not in that sorority.
No, but she felt like our real mom for the time. And she like gave us gifts and books and took time to have conversations with each one of us, and yeah, she was really cool.
Do you have any preference, horror movies or dance movies? Do you have any preference?
You mean between the two?
Yeah, if you could choose one and you could only be in one, either horror or dance.
I would go dance. I'm not a big horror film person. I like psychological thrillers that have a really good story and like, you know, the mystery behind it, or kind of the messed up thing that you'd never imagine. And I love trying to figure out who the bad guy is and you don't know who it's gonna be. And I like the mystery in it. But I'm not into slasher. You know, the movie Mother's Day I did was just, I think that was the last time I did anything like that, and was just kind of done.
See, I asked you that question, but actually, this is a musical show. I'm a musical fan. Like, I feel exactly the same way. I like a good scare every now and again. Like, get me on a ghost train. Get me on the ghost train.
I love it.
But if it, like, Saw or anything ultra-violent, no.
Love Darren Balsman, but no. Sorry, man.
So next up we have the quiz. So what you need to do, I'm gonna read out to you the lyrics of a song from an iconic musical, a dance musical, and you need to try and figure out the remainder of the lyric.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does.
This is from Dirty Dancing, I've Had the Time of My Life. So I've had the time of my life and I
owe it all to you.
Yes,
right? Okay.
Yes, you did it. Okay.
Oh no.
That was easy.
That was really easy. And I wasn't even sure if I know the melody and everything, but I'm real bad. Keep going.
No, you did good. You did good.
Keep going.
So this is from Flashdance. Take your passion and make it happen. Pictures come alive. You can.
I don't know.
I'll give you a clue. You can dance.
If you want to, you can leave your friends behind. How about that song?
It was a good try. It was a good try.
You
Just
can
make
dance
it up.
if you want to. You can leave. Okay, no.
I feel like it's gonna be like that for the remainder of the
Epic
questions,
fail.
but no,
Oh, it is.
it's you can dance right through your life.
Oh, okay.
You might know this one. Okay, this is from Fame. Baby, look at me and tell me what you see. You ain't seen the best of me yet. Give me time and I'll make you
Mine. No. I haven't also watched these movies in like 20 years.
These are hard. I did make these hard.
No, I'm also somebody that doesn't watch these things as much. I mean, I watched them all iconically back in the day and have scenes that I like from them, but this is great. Keep going.
It was actually I'll make you forget the rest.
Oh.
So that was the remainder of that lyric. But you did good. You tried. Okay, number 4 is Staying Alive from Saturday Night Fever. Well, now I get low and I get high, and if I can't get either, I really try. Got the wings of heaven on my shoes. I'm a dancing man, and I just
can't
lose.
Just can't lose.
So next up, I would love to know your top 3 dance numbers from movies. Now these can be anything. It can be a musical or a traditional dance movie. What is your number 3?
My number 3. This is always so hard for me too because I haven't watched any of these movies in so long, but like the ones that I just, first off the top of my head, Dirty Dancing, the solo scene of her, I'm sorry, not Dirty Dancing, Flashdance. Flashdance, the solo dance of her at the end, she just like comes alive. She made you want to just be like,
Yes.
That would be number 3. Number 2, I think, is actually Thriller because it's like nostalgic for me. And I remember being super scared of that as a kid. And I just loved it though. I just thought it was the best.
Iconic. Iconic.
It really
Love
is.
it.
And then my number 1 would be from Chicago, the Cell Block Tango. Cell Block Tango, I think it's called. With like the red sheet things coming out as the blood. I had it coming. That just rocked my world. It also made me want to be in Chicago when I was younger. I felt like that was the only show that I, because I'm not into like these huge, big like musical type things, but I just love Chicago and her performances. Both of them rocked my world.
If you had the chance to be on it in Broadway, would you do it?
You know what? I would. It would have to be the right thing for me. I'm not like a, I'm like a little bit more quiet when it comes to the acting stuff rather than like a big loud face actor or any of that kind of stuff. But if I'm playing a character, I am all about going big and all out. And Catherine Zeta-Jones, that role in that, I would love to play. Absolutely.
Well, it's funny you mention her because that was my number 2 with Simply Cannot Do It Alone.
Oh,
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Okay. Wow. See, I haven't seen it in so long.
Me neither.
Yeah,
Me neither.
so long.
My number 1 is the end sequence from Dirty Dancing.
It is. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
It makes you so happy every time you view it. The romance,
I know.
the dancing, the costumes, the 80s. There is nothing like it, and there probably won't ever be anything like that again.
They won't. And I hope that, they should not try to remake all these. Did they end up remaking Dirty Dancing? They did. Okay.
Yeah.
I remember.
What a shame.
I wasn't sure which one it was, that there were some auditions flying around a while ago. And I was like, oh man, I hope they don't do this.
Why?
I don't
Why?
know. I don't know.
So finally, last but not least, we're gonna ask some fan questions from you. Now, David Grice asks, what is your guilty pleasure movie?
My guilty pleasure movie. Oh my gosh. Guilty pleasure movie. Oh my gosh. Honestly, I don't know why this just came to my head. It doesn't really feel like guilty pleasure movie, but Drop Dead Fred. Do you remember Drop Dead Fred? I used to love that movie so much. Yeah, I don't know why. I used to watch it so much. And then, you know, Beverly Hills Ninja is probably my, like, I don't know if I feel guilty about it. It's one of my favorite, like, really ridiculous, silly comedies that I could just watch all the time. I know every single line from it.
Love it. I've seen neither of those movies, but I can imagine they're like, when you just want to watch something stupid or silly.
Yeah,
I love that.
They're so good. Yeah.
Have you seen Romeo and Michelle's High School Reunion?
Yes, that could be in there too. It's in that category. Yeah.
Love it, love it. So my friend asked, Mercedes Tillings, she's one of my good friends, she says, the character of Andy spoke to many girls of that generation in terms of not fitting into the norm. Do you feel any similarities between yourself and Andy?
Absolutely. I feel like I kind of was Andy, which is what got me that job, because I didn't know what I was doing. I wasn't an actor. You know, I definitely had this tough around the edges, more of a shell when I was younger that kind of has been pretty softened now. During high school, I had tons of times of feeling like not fitting in and bullied in certain ways, like almost like slut shaming type stuff, to be honest, where if you're not in with like the pretty cool hot girls, but you're a good looking girl, you get put into these other categories and oh, it was horrible. It was horrible. And I gotta even say, like, today, I struggle so much with the entertainment business because there's so much of it that I'm not a fan of, and like, unfortunately do feel like I kind of separate myself from it, even though I want to be a storyteller and will continue to do that. I do feel like it's not really my cup of tea, the whole package, but the storytelling part is for sure. Yeah.
It's good if you can navigate it yourself rather than be navigated.
Yeah.
You know, in the entertainment world. I feel like you are very independent, and I don't feel like you're controlled in any way by a conglomerate or your PR team or anything like that, you know? No. Okay, so Chloe Williams, one of my other friends, asks, as you appeared in the 2nd and 5th installments of the Step Up franchise, what was the biggest change in production from your first time working on it, now that it was an established franchise? Step Up 2 will always be her favorite.
Okay, thank you. Is it Chloe?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Chloe.
Yes.
Step Up 2 is my favorite too. It was a huge difference because Disney was not a part of it anymore. To be honest, it felt completely different. I think there was a lot more egos involved across the board, a lot more frustrated people. You know, different studio now doing it. It was still Summit that was on board, but I think it was just Disney that wasn't anymore. So different people, some of the same producers, of course, that we all loved, some of the same choreographers, mostly the same cast. That part was great, but it had a different vibe. And I think when people separate for that long and start doing other work and life takes off, that you come back together and it feels a little different. Yeah, everybody felt older, and like we all needed to play more. We needed to go back to our kid-like selves.
It got a bit serious.
Yeah,
it got a bit serious.
And then there was all this pressure about it doing well, and it didn't. It bombed. So, you know.
Well, it did okay. It did 86 million on a 30 mil budget, so it made its money back.
They made their money back. They made their money back, and then I'll just. Zoop.
What was the vibe like when you did get the box office? What was that like? Was it difficult?
Oh, I think everybody was devastated. And then the movie was pulled early from theaters, so it didn't even have a chance for us to, you know, you get back end points on films. So just what that means, if anybody doesn't understand that, is you get paid either less up front,
yes,
and then you get points so that if it does well in the box office, you can make, you know, a ton of money after. So I think because it was such a family thing for all of us, of course we were like, yeah, we'll take less up front. And that's just the honest truth. This happens all the time. It's nothing against, you know, what they did. But yeah, of course it ended up screwing up all the people that worked so hard every day for, you know, 4 months. And yeah, it was really disappointing. And I think a lot of us had questioned if we wanted to come back anyway in the first place, because we all loved the one movie we all did so much. And then, you know, it was, I loved Ryan, so I was down to work with him. And yeah, it was different. It was really different. Also, Step Up 2 was my first film, so it was a very different level of excitement getting that first film compared to coming back with just knowing complications for everybody, you know. Yeah.
Of course. Well, this is the final question. So, final question is from Ben. Do you have any words of advice for any actress or actor trying to get into the industry?
Yeah, don't take anything personally. You'll get rejected all the time. It's not personal. If you really believe in the art of it and the storytelling, stick with it forever. Don't ever stop. Don't ever let anyone make you feel less than or not worthy. And get, you know, really hone in on your craft. There's so much competition out there, so it's really important. It's not about being the best, you know. It's about being you. There's only one of each of us in the world, so authentically, fully be yourself, and I believe that you will succeed.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today. Honestly, it's a privilege to have you on my show. I've loved every minute of this. And where can people find you on social media?
Yes, so it's just Briana Evigan on Instagram, Briana Evigan _2, I think, on Twitter, and then Briana Evigan Official on Facebook. And they are all pretty much linked, and I pretty much only use Instagram for the most part, but yeah.
And do you have any links in if anyone wants to support the animal protection things that you've got going on?
Yes, International Anti-Poaching Foundation. It's IAPF. IAPF, is that it? Yeah. Damien Manders organization. It's the Akashinka all-female rangers in South Africa, fighting on the front lines. So that's always kind of my first go-to to support. And there's actually links on my page, so if you go to my Instagram, you can see exactly where to donate to them.
And I will of course leave all of that information in the description down below. Thank you again so much for joining me. It's been amazing. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Let's turn off the recording and say bye to each other.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Your support means the absolute world to me. My channel is all about movies and musicals, so if you like either of those things, I would love it if you could subscribe. What more is there to say? It's been an amazing interview, feeling overly blessed for this opportunity, and I will of course see you next time. Bye.